When they get triggered, we have something to laugh at.
Oh, you've done it now.
Liquor legend here. Happy Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Now, I've said it time and time again that on this channel, I try to keep it to only my industry, my gripes and different things. I try to stay away from politics, but when politics and my industry are interwoven, it's kind of hard to avoid the subject, avoid the topics. And unfortunately, today for you, I have two stories which are doing exactly that. Mixing the industry with politics. So it can't be avoided. It's just how it is. The first half of this story, or this video, is about a very good friend of mine. She's been in the industry for quite a while. I've known her for many years. A sweet girl, you know, very kind, very loving, an awesome person all around. Now we got to call her something so you have context for the video. So we're going to call her Christine, okay? That's her name for the story. Now, of course, being a presidential year and being a very, very divisive year, you know, a lot of times when you post things on Facebook, it gets a lot of reaction. And again, being in the industry, we have a lot of friends in the industry that are on the Facebook page with us, or Facebook friends list or whatever. So she posted a picture, a meme. Now you can call it a meme. I thought memes were always supposed to be funny, but you know, memes could be a little more serious. And being an election year and being that there's a lot of divide in the country, that tends to happen. So the meme was about the 5-year-old and George Floyd. Basically, it just said that, you know, it sucks that nobody talks about the 5-year-old and everything is about George Floyd. Whatever you feel about that subject, that's basically the context of the meme. And of course, you know, posting something like that, you're going to get a lot of people who want to say a lot of things. And obviously, most of the comments was in agreement with her that, yeah, there should be more light being brought about the 5-year-old being shot. Again, whatever you think about it, doesn't matter. So, one person in our industry in particular, we're going to call him Matt. Okay, because you got to have context for the story. So, Matt must have not liked the post. And again, I don't understand, if you really don't like something, why even contribute to the conversation? Just avoid it. But Matt couldn't avoid this conversation. And of course, in the beginning, when he started commenting, he kind of equated that this you shouldn't be posting things like that. I don't remember the exact comments he was using, but in the beginning it was like, oh, then this is not right. The other, you know, George Floyd was a more important event. Now, right now in this country, we have an epidemic, and I call it how do I put this? The angry liberal Hulk. And when you think of the word Hulk, or, you know, you think of the context of the word Hulk, you think of Bruce Banner. You know, he gets angry, and he gets all massive, and he gets all green. And when I was thinking about this video and what I was going to say in it, I was thinking about the whole concept of the angry liberal Hulk. I imagined what that would look like. And I think the angry liberal Hulk wouldn't exactly get massive, but he'd get very pink. And the angrier he got, the pinky he got. So obviously, when Matt started commenting in his dissentful way, he started to get pink, started to get angry. Now, the first stage of the liberal angry Hulk is really to start going to the victimhood stage. And of course, it didn't take long before he was blurting out BLM, Black Lives Matter. Because apparently, because the little kid is white and the other guy died at the hands of the police. I don't know what he was thinking, but that's the first stage of going angry liberal Hulk, screaming BLM. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I've said this to many people. If 6 months ago, all you cared about was K-pop, TikTok, and Xbox, and now you act like you're freaking Malcolm X, I'm going to call bullshit on your fake rage. must have left a sheltered life. Matt, from what I've known him, didn't give a shit about anything like this in the past. But when you start becoming the angry liberal Hulk, liberal angry Hulk, yeah, all that crap goes away. All of a sudden, it's about something. So, not soon at the next stage of being an angry liberal Hulk is you start claiming everybody's racist. And sure enough, people are calling him out because, he started to take his comments a little too far, and you can see he's calling everybody racist. Called my friend Christine racist, called a bunch of other people. Now, we're all in the industry for the most part. Most of the people, I think, are in the industry. So now you're alienating people because of your belief. So now that you've hit the next stage of angry liberal Hulk, you got to go to the final stage. And that is totally raging out and getting all pink. And then you decided to call my friend the C word. So I'm not even going to begin to talk about how disrespectful that was. One, you no longer work in Massachusetts, you work in New Hampshire. So I imagine that you knew fully well that there would be no consequences, because if you still worked in Massachusetts and had to be around all us, you wouldn't be really able to face us, and maybe you wouldn't have said what you did. But because you don't work in Mass, you think there's no consequences. Well, Matt, I think you may have to come back one day, and you may run into one of us. If I was Christine's husband, and I met you face to face, I would beat the living shit out of you for disrespecting my wife. And you call a bunch of other people racist. So basically, I end up commenting saying, if certain things had gone a different way, maybe they'd be alive. And if Matt hadn't went all fake angry liberal Hulk, he would still be respected today. But, talking to people, because I dealt with you a little bit, but I didn't deal with you as much as other people. And yeah, you lost a lot of respect by going angry liberal Hulk. Hey, that's what happens when you're doing things like that. So again, you don't live in Massachusetts, you don't care. But you may have to come back one day, and you may run into one of those people that you disrespected because you let your emotions get the best out of you. Pink boy. Again, it's, not meant to be a political channel, but it divulged into what we have now, which is somebody disrespecting other people in their industry. I could go on about the type of man that uses the C word to describe women. Most honorable men, even at their most angriest, would never say that word. Did you know who would say that word? Somebody who doesn't respect women. For being a liberal, you sure have no tolerance, which some liberals don't have much tolerance for anything. They speak about equality, but they're not very tolerant of other people. And Matt proved that. So that's the first half of the story. So the second half of the story is, again, somebody in our industry speaking without thinking about what they're talking about. And I saved this part intentionally because as bad as the first story was and how Matt was, this is a little bit worse. So, unfortunately, it happens to do with my friend Christine again. And I can understand there are reasons why people avoid posting things because they're afraid of things like this happening. But you start to know who your true friends are when you do post certain things and you get certain reactions. I've had it happen in the past. I had aunts that posted something and I commented on it, and it happened to be a picture of me and my siblings when we were younger, and I made a remark. It was about the way we looked, and the aunt in question was like, don't you trash my picture. And I went full off on her, saying, first off, it's my freaking picture and I'll say what I want. And then shortly after that, I blocked them, because I'm not going to have you put a picture up of me and have me not say something of my own picture, and then you get mad. Anyways, we're getting off topic. So, again, my friend Christine makes another post. Now, if you're a child of the 80s and 90s, you remember a movie called Smokey and the Bandit. Great movie. Burt Reynolds, Jackie Gleason. And in the movie, there was a character, the sheriff, who was chasing the bandit. They were bootlegging Coors beer to Texas, because I guess it was illegal to have that beer in that Texas. So the whole movie was him and his buddy on the truck was trying to get some beer through a whatever, by a bet. And Buford T. Justice was a classic Southern cop. He had his mannerisms. Jackie Gleason played him awesomely, and Jackie Gleason was an unbelievable comedic person, a true legend. So anyways, she posted a picture of him, and effectively in the way that Jackie Gleason's character would have portrayed it, he basically said, you sons of bitches shouldn't burn everything down, because what are you going to have to burn after Trump gets elected? A lot of people believe Trump's going to get reelected, and a lot of people believe that there's going to be more violence because people won't be able to handle it. Why you had Not My President protest, which we're probably going to get again if Trump is reelected. So this person is the wife of somebody that I idolize. This gentleman is the reason I'm in the industry. I love that man like a father. I absolutely have nothing but admiration and respect for this gentleman. Okay? Everything that I do started because of him. So I would never disparage him in any way. However, his wife is a whole nother ball of wax. So, we got to give her a name for context. So let's call this person Sandy. Okay? So apparently, Sandy did not like the meme. Now, there was nothing wrong with the meme. It was a satirical political meme. But in Sandy's comments, and it's broken down in 3 parts, the first part of her comment was, my dear, Trump is the one burning America. Well, Sandy, the people who are burning America right now happen to all hate Trump. So, let's throw that one out the door, shall we? The second comment was how she shouldn't be using a racist sheriff because it's not funny. Buford T. Justice is a figment of somebody's imagination. It's not even a real character. Using somebody hateful. That doesn't exist. So, let me get this straight. By that portion of the comment. If you see somebody dressed as Jason Voorhees on Halloween, you're going to go up to them and say, you shouldn't wear that because they're a serial killer. If somebody dresses any villain, would you go up to them and say, you shouldn't wear that? They're this or they're that. Absolutely asinine. So I'm going to take that part of the comment, and I'm also going to throw it in the trash. Okay? Now, the third part of this comment, and this third part of this comment, is the very reason I'm doing this video now. And it set me way over the edge. And the third part of the comment talked about how they have a business relationship together. And it's a shame because she finds this offensive. Oh, princess. I'm so sorry that from whatever kingdom you came from, And you've never had to be insulted or be offended that you're offended now. Oh my God, let's pray to the Queen. Your overprivileged entitlement is jarring. The fact that you don't like Trump, okay, a lot of people don't like Trump. The fact that you bring up an issue about a character that is make-believe, okay, that means you're full of yourself. But to threaten a business relationship because you're offended, you are as bad as the people burning the country down. Not the protesters, not people who are looking for justice. I understand all that. I'm not opposed to that. But me and a lot of other people are opposed to burning down buildings. And you, with that comment, makes you no better than that. You'll destroy a relationship because something offended you. Oh, the horror. The unmitigated horror of it all, Princess. I hate to tell you, Sandy, you're not very well liked in the industry. And it's widely known. Again, I'm at the point where I am sick of people attacking my friend Christine for just posting normal stuff. I'm sick of it. And if you can't stand up for your friends, then you're not a true friend. That's how this works. And I will not let my friend Christine get disparaged because a angry liberal Hulk and a princess decides they're better than her. You're not. And again, my mentor, if you're seeing this video, there is absolutely no disrespect to you. Absolutely. What? Princess stepped over the line. And no doubt, Princess could care less if she ever saw this video. Could never do anything to me. I don't work for you. I would never work for you in particular. You're a horrible person, Princess. Never wanted to get into politics on this channel, but it just seems like I keep being brought back to the forefront. You have to work together. Have respect of other people's differences. And shit like, and this things like this are going to get worse until the end of the election. It's 60 days, something like that. It's going to get worse. But as far as the industry is concerned, you can disagree with somebody, but you're going to act like Matt and Sandy. We don't need you in the industry. Respect people's differences. Because you're not the end-all, be-all of what's right and wrong in the country. You're part of the problem of what's right and wrong in the country. Ridiculous. Unbelievably ridiculous. But anyways, beginning next week, we're going to be starting Wheel of Fortune. So the way it works, from September 7th through the 30th, you can come in and play one round of Wheel of Fortune. They're all liquor puzzles. And you get a score. The top 10 scores are actually going to go into an elimination tournament beginning in October, where we get to the top 10, top 8, 6, 4, 2. And then the final match between the top 2 competitors, they actually get 3 puzzles each, and the highest score wins. And the way we're going to do it is, once you get into the top 10, your scores are cumulative. They keep carrying over. And the people with the 2 least scores every round get knocked off until we get to the final 2. So that's going to be fun. Nobody else in the industry is doing the stuff that I'm doing. I think outside the box. But that's something we're going to start next week. I'm going to do a couple of exploratory rounds just to make sure the game that I got set up, the way I'm doing it is going to work. So there's no hiccups, there's no mistakes. Because you never know when you come up with these things if they work exactly the way you're supposed to do. I've been doing this for years, so I've gotten really good at doing it and coming up with these little things. People say, "Well, what is the reason you're doing it?" I want people to think about my store even when they're not thinking about buying things. That's how I think. People remember things like this. So that's pretty much it. Christine, I couldn't hold it in. I really could. Pissed me off to no end. But I'm here for you, girl. Because that's what friends do.